start. Police has the statutory right and duty under the relevant provisions of the Code of Criminal Procedure contained in Chapter 14th of the Code to investigate into cognizable offences. Stop para. Courts would not thwart any investigation into the cognizable offences. Stop para. However, in cases where no cognizable offence or offence of any kind is disclosed in the first information report, the court will not permit an investigation to go on. Stop para. The power of quashing should be exercised sparingly with circumspection in the rarest of rare cases. Stop. Bracket start. The rarest of rare cases standard in its application for quashing under section 482 CRPC is not to be confused with the norm which has been formulated in the context of the death penalty as explained previously by this court. Bracket close. Stop para. While examining an FIR/complaint, quashing of which is sought, the court cannot embark upon an inquiry as to the reliability or genuineness or otherwise of the allegations made in the FIR/complaint. Stop para. Ordinarily, the courts are barred from usurping the jurisdiction of the police since the two organs of the state operate in two specific spheres of activities. Stop. The inherent power of the court is, however, recognized to secure the ends of justice or prevent the above of the process by section 482 CRPC. Stop para. The first information report is not an encyclopedia which must disclose all facts and details relating to the offence reported. Stop. Therefore, when the investigation by the police is in progress, the court should not go into the merits of the allegations in the FIR. Stop. Police must be permitted to complete the investigation. Stop. It would be premature to pronounce the conclusion based on hazy facts that the complaints/FIR does not deserve to be investigated or that it amounts to abuse of process of law. Stop. During or after investigation, if the investigating officer finds that there is no substance in the application made by the complainant, the investigating officer may file an appropriate report/summary before the learned magistrate, which may be considered by the learned magistrate in accordance with the known procedures. Stop para. Learned counsel for the respondent number 4 further submitted that cruelty is a term which has a different meaning for every individual. Stop. For arriving at a conclusion as to whether there was cruelty against a particular individual, all surrounding circumstances had to be looked into. Stop. In the instant case, he submits that the respondent number 4 came from a very well-to-do family and was a well-educated lady, and therefore she expected a treatment which was of a nature which would go with her upbringing. Stop. He submits that when proper treatment was not meted out to her, then it was definitely cruelty. Stop. Learned counsel for the respondent number 4 has also submitted that not only the petitioner had filed the divorce petition in the USA, but he had also filed a divorce suit in August 2019 in India. Bracket start. This fact has not been controverted by the learned counsel for the petitioner. Bracket close. Stop para. Learned counsel for the respondent number 4 further submitted that under section 498-A of the IPC, the cruelty had not only to be physical torture or atrocity. Stop. There could be a mental and emotional injury, while physical injury was not present, which was a latent form of cruelty but was equally serious in the terms of the provisions of statutes, and this cruelty would also embrace the attributes of cruelty in terms of Section 498-A of the IPC. Stop.